Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Hello. Greetings, guys. How's everybody? How is everybody today? Hope you had a good Christmas. I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd get on, maybe try and figure out what's happening with the last of these Death Company models. I did find the heads I was talking about the other night. These ones. Fancy beak heads. Blood Angels Mark 6. I think I'm going to have to super glue these in, though. Good afternoon, Miles. How you doing? I'm downloading some music, actually. Some new music for the stream. So as soon as the download finishes, I'm going to fire it up. I've been trying to find some alternative music, because I feel like I'm always listening to the same tracks. Which I am. Which we are. So, something new coming up. Hopefully today. But I don't know how long I've got. I've had to time out. I've had to take a time out from the kids because they're doing my head in. So, figured I'd do a little bit of streaming. Hello, Nathan. Good afternoon. So, yeah, when I was on stream the other night, I thought to myself, like, I finished one Death Company with a Thunderhammer, and I finished 2 with Infernal Pistols and Power Swords. And then I also got these 3 with Thunderhammers, and I made the arms for them. So these guys are just ready to be finished. But I thought I would get... I noticed that I had some random bits lying around when I was digging through my sprues, so I thought, like, I'll just make a 7th Death Company guy. I haven't decided what arms I'm putting on this guy at all yet. But I figure if I get his body ready, I might take that blood drop off because I've damaged it. Martin, good afternoon. Surprise hobby time. Yeah, just for a little while, Jim. How are you, Jim? Did you have a good Christmas? I think my wife is taking a nap and my kids up there in the room with her while she's napping, I guess. So, I'm taking time out. I wanted to get these guys finished. I was looking earlier, I don't have any black spray paint, so I'm going to have to go into town tomorrow and get some black spray paint. I'm going to have to pray for some good weather. Sellers, good afternoon. How you doing? Happy Christmas, Merry Holiday, etc., etc. Adrian, hello. Robert. Hello, Robert. How you doing? I'm not entirely sure how long we're hanging out for. It's impromptu stream. I was disappointed to see no Dante released as of yet, or no news on new Blood Angel stuff as of yet. But did see that there's new Space Marine battle boxes today, but no new models in any of the boxes. So that's a bit disappointing, right? Benny was working for Mephiston. Did you notice that Azrael, speaking of like Mephiston and the fact that he's got a plasma pistol, did you notice that Azrael's new rules means that his plasma's always His plasma is always firing not overpowered. Is always firing on high power, and it can never kill him. It can never overheat. It can never overcharge. What am I trying to? What's the word for when plasma is overheat? Are you doing the Bagpiper New Year again? I don't know if the Bagpiper will be on in New Year, but we'll maybe listen out for him. But yeah, Azrael's new plasma gun or new combi weapon can't overheat. It's always strength 8. I think it's -4, and it's 2 damage, which makes me jealous. Maybe Space Marines can finally get rid of plasma weaponry that overheats, because that's a rule that's about 10 years out of date. What model am I making right now? This is parts of Death Company. I've been building lots of Death Company as of late, to lean more heavily into the Fury of the Lost secondary. Haven't really been scoring it very efficiently yet, but I've only taken it in 2 or 3 games. And I think maybe it's only 2 games actually I've taken it in. So, I'm still learning it. They might change it all in January. There is talk of like new secondaries and everything switching up, right? The fact that Mechanicum hasn't sorted out plasma guns yet is borderline incompetent, says Robert. But, I mean, it's mastercrafted, so it's just low power but has the extra damage. Oh, Jim, yeah, I suppose you're right. It is a mastercrafted combi weapon he has, right? Why does Dante or Mephiston used to have a mastercrafted plasma pistol, like in 2nd edition? I'm convinced he used to have a mastercrafted plasma pistol. Let me check. Here we go. Codex Angels of Death. Mephiston. Where are you? Mastercrafted plasma pistol, Mephiston. They took it away from him. Man, plasma pistols used to have 24-inch range as well. And they used to do multiple shots actually because they get sustained fire. Jeez, okay. So plasma pistols used to be D3 shots. But he did have a mastercrafted plasma pistol. He lost that. He used to be toughness 6 as well. He lost that too. And leadership 10. Less wounds though, I suppose. Man. We need mastercrafted plasma pistol back on Mephiston. That's what I'm saying. Alright, yeah, cool. The music I downloaded has finished. Okay. So we finally get some different music for the stream. Hopefully this is good. Let me just check the volume. Alright, tell me what the volume sounds like, because it's hard for me to know exactly. He did have a rule that basically made enemies lose weapon skill when they saw him in combat as well, because like why would you not lose your weapon skill when you saw Mephiston in combat? You'd be like, oh shit, it's Mephiston. Not sure I can handle this. What do you think of the new detachment rules for Arcus of Omen? How will they affect Blood Angels lists? I think the new detachment rules are Games Workshop saying do what the hell you want for 6 months because the next edition of the game is coming. And how will they affect Blood Angels? I mean, I guess it'll mean less troops. We won't have to pay the troop tax, as everybody likes to call it. I think that's just what you call it, the troop tax, really, right? You see if I've got a better jump pack, because that one's damaged. I think probably what we'll see is we'll probably see even more people doing more Death Company and more Sangard and Sangor Ancients, and maybe we might even see a return of the Judah CR because we haven't seen him for a long time. We'll definitely see some weird lists. I think that's for sure. That's the one thing that we can guarantee that will happen. I think with the new detachment is we're going to see some weird lists. But I also think like a list with armigers could be pretty cool now. And the reason it will be cool is because you won't have to pay CP to take the armigers. So Helverins were the ones that people said that they felt were pretty good. So if you want to take a squad of Helverins to buff to be your fire support for Blood Angels, then I think that might be pretty cool. Alright, so this Death Company guy is got a pointy finger. He's the old pointy finger from the Blood Angel tactical squad. He's just I'm gonna put a cool head on this guy, and he's just gonna be pointing where he wants to go and kill. Harazil with new Hero? I'm not sure how you say your name. Hey, anyway, with a new detachment, I think he says, I love using a Tech Marine and 3 Redemptors and a Kratos much better. 3 Redemptors and a Kratos. Seems like a lot of fire support. I actually had 3 Redemptors, or I have 3 Redemptors, right? Like I bought 3. I magnetized the plasma weapon on all of them as well, actually, because I thought the plasma was going to be best. But in reality, I didn't like playing 3 Redemptors on the battlefield. Their bases are really big. It can be kind of hard to get them all around where you want them to go and stuff. They just like running a double contemptor felt like there's not that much difference between the bases, but when you actually put Redemptors on the tabletop, their bases are kind of giant. They do take up a lot of space. And when I played 3 Redemptors, I kind of ended up like almost like a convoy of them. Like there's like small areas of the map you won't be able to get through and nonsense like that. So I actually didn't like running 3 Redemptors. I guess it's a personal thing. I have so many bits boxes, right? From just years of collecting bits. I'm just trying to see if I've got a jump pack. This looks like Terminator arms in here. This just looks like heads. Oh, cool. I didn't even know I had all these heads in here. Well, there's a teleport. There's a mine. Oh, I was looking for sandpaper the other night. Maybe I should keep that out. There's that old metal. The chaplain that comes with the old Death Company from like the 90s. He needs some love. That's a giant bit of dust on his base that's like all balled up. Let me get that out of there. Look at that bit of dust. Let me get that off his base. There he is. Yeah, he needs some love. You know, he's not one of my. He's one of my less shit paint jobs from when I was a kid. We need a new Dante model. I mean, I thought they might have announced the new Dante model on Christmas Day. I'm holding out hope that they might announce it on Boxing Day, I guess. Or not, today is Boxing Day, sorry. I'm holding out hope they might announce it on like the 1st of January. Look at I've got these old metal dreadnought stands. They were the worst. Look how bent that shit is. Those dreadnought stands were, those dreadnought banners were a nightmare. They always bent. Oh, I've got more Blood Angels heads here kicking around. With blood drops on them and everything. Well, random Stormfield. A las cannon. I just have boxes and boxes of bits. Alright, I don't see any jump pack in here. Eliminators are my favourite fire support because they're really effective at screening off deep strike in the midfield and they're pretty good damage per point. You know what, I've got 6 eliminators, but I've never run all 6 in a battle. I've always run like, I always just end up running 3. And 3 are always underwhelming, so maybe I need to just run all 6. See how that gets on. I think that's like a old school hunter killer missile from like 20 years ago as well. That's a bit of Necromunda terrain, I think. Again, like 20 years ago. Oh, that's a third-party skull helmet. What, focus on that? It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's like Skeletor or some shit. Alright, one of these guys is going to be like Skeletor. We're going to use that helmet. I had a bag of third-party helmets that I bought from like that demon... I was going to say, maybe this is it. No, I don't think so. I buy lots of little bits and 3D printed bits to just add flavor and stuff to models. Good morning, Lucas. We got some really old Blood Angels in here that could use stripped as well, right? Like these guys. Paint could definitely be stripped off them and they could be saved for another day. How was Christmas? Christmas was fine. Christmas with a 3-year-old is a challenge. Just let's put it like that. The meal and most of the day was fine. The 3-year-old is a challenge. She is a challenge. Alright, let me grab some more boxes of bits and see what I got kicking around. I don't know why I don't just concatenate all these bits into one box, but probably should. Oh look, there's shitloads more helmets. Wow. Oh, and there's unmasked helmets, because I don't like unmasked helmets. Oh, there's a Commander Dante jump pack. Covered in dust as well. Was it Dante's jump pack? Yeah, I think that is actually a Commander Dante jump pack. Back in the day, I had bought like 4 Commander Dantes. The axe kept breaking. And when I was a kid, I didn't really know how to fix that. So I just kept buying new Dantes. The old metal models were nightmarish in terms of like their axes would break or whatnot, and you could try and super glue it, but it was almost like 50-50 if it was ever going to hit. So I guess I got a bunch of Commander Dante jump packs. There's one anyway. Alright. Well, we've got a few of these little Death Company wing decal things here. I don't know where I would put them. Maybe I'll keep them for something else. Okay. But you know, these are the third party. These are the third party heads that I bought in here. Which you can tell because they've got these weird like sprue lines on them or something. Let me get one of them out and show you. Focus. It's supposed to be like... I guess they're supposed to be like sanguineous style heads. They were pretty cool, but I guess I sprayed them all. I don't think they came this color. I still think buying the Death Company box set is one of the best ways to get heads, though, for Blood Angels. Like heads and shoulder pads from the Death Company box. I'm building more Death Company. Why? Because it feels like I'm always building Death Company. I don't think there's any in that box. I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know if I've got it. Where are those las cannons from? I think they're the las cannons from the Storm Raven, actually. Some Contemptor feet in there, some transfers. Oh, there's a grenade hand, is it? That's a Storm Shield hand, okay. Not what I'm looking for. I got like one more box to look through. Hey, Micah, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Alright, last box of bits to look through, I think. I don't think this is going to be the one, because this is mostly sprayed stuff in here. So maybe I don't have a... there might be one more box. I feel like there's one more quality food box that could have what I'm looking for. Random teleport Homer. Hunter Killer Missile Tube. The D Company, the Bex box for Blood Angel stuff in general. Yeah, and the Death Company box is cheap as well, comparatively, right? For what you get. I think that's a Centurion Melt-A-Gun. Or it's a Dreadnought Melt-A-Gun. Alright, yeah. That's a Sanguinar. Those are Terminator parts. I think they're Forgeable Terminator parts. I just keep everything. Lets me make some extra flavor on my other guys. That's the way I see it. Where is the last box? I think it's a Quality Street box. That Quality Street one is empty. There we go. I think this is the last box. It's a Heroes box. One good thing for the things you... Oh, sorry, one good use of all these sweet boxes you get at Christmas, right? Oh, this one's got some light bulbs in it. It's also got some Forge World shields. These are cool shields, aren't they? Another teleport Homer, Terminator arms, more shields. I don't know what that's a decal from, but it's like a rhino decal or something. I don't know what that is. Alright, damn it. I don't think I've got what I was looking for. If I do, I have no idea where. I've been through like 10-bit boxes. Alright, we'll just make them with what we've got, I guess. Damn it. Oh, and I've got one extra. New marine boxes announced. Was there actually anything new in those boxes though, right? Like, I had a look. Hi Adam. It has been a while. The arm is healing slowly. Thank you for asking. If I'm able to just sit down and like watch a movie, then the arm feels fine now. It's when I have to get moving around with all the kids and picking shit up and picking up and tidying up the living room and stuff like that. That's when the arm's sore / problematic. I'm gonna have to file a little bit of that cloak off there so that top. I think these are Vanguard veteran legs, and this is Death Company chest piece. So I basically had a bunch of legs left over, so I'm able to make a few extra guys. But obviously, because they're not quite the right thing, I guess this body part doesn't want to stick because of the way that cloak is. I'll just cut it off and file it with my nail file. Nail files are like an essential hobby tool for me. I think they're so handy to have. I mean, you can do sandpaper and stuff like that as well. But like sandpaper is like kind of big and unwieldy, and a nail file is like super easy. So I like to have nail files around for hobby stuff. I think it helps. Hey Frank, Merry Christmas. Hello. What happened to your arm? I was skateboarding when it was icy, which is not the most advisable thing, I guess. There's not much else to say. The skateboard went flying because I put the brakes on, because it's an electric skateboard. So I put the brakes on. The skateboard did like a 180 and flew away from under my feet because all the wheels locked on the ice and didn't like catch. I tried to like jump off the skateboard because typically, I mean, I wasn't going fast. So like, if you're not going fast on your skateboard, like say if you hit a stone or something, the skateboard suddenly stops. You can sort of jump off and you can like run out so you don't hurt yourself. So I jumped off to like run out because I was only doing like 6 miles an hour, so I could easily run off. But skateboarding shoes don't have a lot of grip on them. So I was wearing like shoes with like no grip. So when I put my foot down on the ice, my foot slipped as well. So then basically I did like a 180 and like, I don't know, some sort of crazy backflip and smashed into my right shoulder. I was wearing a bike, like a motorcycle jacket that has like built-in shoulder pads and elbow pads. So it didn't hurt my shoulder, it didn't hurt my elbow, but I managed to break my arm in between the shoulder and elbow. I don't really know how that happened because like there was no pain in my shoulder, there was no pain in my elbow. Yeah, I mean, if I showed you my skateboard shoes, they have literally no grip on them at all. Because skateboard shoes are supposed to be thin, so you can feel the skateboard. So yeah, they typically have very little / no grip. I don't need to wear skateboard shoes though, right? Like, I'm pretty confident at skateboarding, so I don't know why. I mean, I just put on my skateboard shoes out of habit. I could have put on boots, I suppose, but it happens. So yeah, I had to go to A&E, had to get morphine. It was a fun time. It was pretty fucking sore, actually. I was surprised at how sore it was. Because it's just a broken bone, right? But apparently breaking your humerus is one of the sorest breaks you can make. So these are these custom Forge World Blood Angels heads. I think they're pretty interesting. I haven't put any of them on any models yet. I'm going to put one of them on this, one of these Death Company though. I'm not sure if I can paint yet. I haven't tried painting yet. But I have been making a bunch of models. And maybe making models is actually going to be... The problem with painting is going to be the angle, because my arms kind of track to my side. But yeah, these are these unique Mark 6 peak helmets. Let me take that out of it so it's not so reflecting. And that's probably going to reflect anyway. I think they look cool. I think they're interesting. I'll save the bottom right one for like a sergeant. Like if we get like a new Primaris sergeant or a new Dante or something, maybe I'll save that one for him. This is where you want a nail file though for those forge rolled pieces. Yeah, I know it sucked. I've had my arm in a cast now for like about a month. I think I broke it on the 28th of November. So they said they'd take the cast off in 2 weeks and see how I'm doing. So hopefully I'm doing well. I've got some movement back in my arm the last few days. So like I can sort of bend my elbow a bit and I can move the arm about a bit. So it does feel like it's improving. But slow going, right? Like, look, yeah, I can't really show you, but I can move it a little bit. Will I replace all my guard if they release Primaris guard? Fuck knows. I might just try and tell people to let me. Hopefully, they're on the same size bases. That's what I'm hoping. They're the same size bases, so you can just proxy them. Because I don't want to. I mean, I probably will buy a new guard. I don't really want to... Yeah, I mean, I'll probably buy new ones. It's just take me ages to get them all painted up, I guess. I think these Forge World helmets are going to need super glue rather than plastic glue. I'm not entirely sure if they will, but I'm going to use super glue anyway, just in case. And I think I'm going to put the helmet on... I was going to say Mr. Pointy Finger. Yeah, Mr. Pointy Finger. If they're just Primaris, yes, they'll be in the same size base. If they're Gravis, I don't think so. What size base are Blade Guard on, Adam? Are they on bigger bases? It's been a while since I ran Blade Guard. Are they in 4? I have a feeling like Blade Guard are in 40s. I could be wrong. Yeah, they are in 40s. That'll be that would be the way for Games Workshop to do it, so we all have to buy them again, wouldn't it? They would put make Primaris Sangre Guard have shields or something and put them on Blade Guard bases. I painted my Blade Guard in gold. I don't know if you guys ever saw my Blade Guard. The only reason I actually ended up painting them in gold was because I just painted like, I don't know, like I think it was like 3 squads of incursors and like 2 dreadnoughts or something, and I was just sick of painting red. And I figured Blade Guard are actually kind of like veterans, or company veterans, or... So I painted them with... I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom of that helmet. You know, it sticks out too far, actually. Need a bit of tissue paper to get the super glue off before I glue my fingers together. I'm gonna... did I get any Warhammer for Christmas? I don't really get anything for Christmas these days, man. My wife doesn't work. So it's, you know, it's all on me to be the breadwinner or whatever you want to call that. So, yeah, I don't really get Christmas presents, I guess. Unless I buy them for myself. So I'd actually bought this Box of Death Company, like, as my Christmas project. So I guess, no, I didn't get any Warhammer, but this is... I'm just happy that I'm actually able to do this, because I thought when I broke my arm, I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I've got this Christmas project, and I actually bought, like, a couple of months back, some Star Wars Legion stuff. I haven't played Star Wars Legion in, like, 2 years, but I did have, like, an army that was almost completed that I was wanting to finish. And I also bought... I bought a limited edition Inquisitor. I got it from Warhammer World. So I was wanting to do that as well. So once I finish these Death Company, I'm probably going to do my limited edition Inquisitor. Sangre Guard would be ridiculous with Gravis armor. Dante was rumored to... Azrael got the Primaris treatment like just this week. Dante is rumored to be getting it soon. Like very soon. Like probably over these holidays soon. But yeah, I do think that there could be a chance, I suppose, that Sangre Guard get a... Because the thing we all complain about with the Sangre Guard is no invulnerable save, right? So like maybe... I mean... Technically, they should have an invulnerable save because they're wearing Artificer armor, and Artificer armor is what Terminators wear, and Terminators get a 5-up save. I suppose you could argue that the Terminators have a Crux Terminatus, so technically that's what gives them the invulnerable part of their save. But I think just Artificer armor should have an invulnerable save component added to it, or should have it. So maybe Sanguinary Guard should have an invulnerable save, but yeah, I think that sits a little bit nicer with it shaved off. But yeah, I think we're definitely getting a Primaris Dante before too long. There we go. How does that look? That's that new beaky helmet. It's pretty cool. It's unique anyway. This guy's like a remnant from 30k. He survived all the way through 30k to 40k. And now he's fallen to the Death Company. He's got his one pointy finger glove and he's like, Horus! Curtis says he had to get himself his own Warhammer Christmas present. No, I feel you, dude. It's a man's world, right? Pacman says, single with no kids, every holiday season is self-love by meaningless consumerism. Well, you do you, brother. You do you, you know? Sounds fun. I remember when I was single with no kids. Tycho is gone. He won't be in the next Codex. Yeah, we'll see. Tycho seems to always... There's no point Tycho being in the Codex, but he's survived a long time, hasn't he? I mean, he'll definitely not get Primaris, so there's that, I suppose. You heard the 10th edition rumors for next year. Any thoughts, wish lists, if it's true? Yeah, I mean, wish list is just better than a 48% win rate, I guess, for Blood Angels, because I hate our current win rate. We've been below average on win, or we've been below 50% for like this entire edition. So I would just like an edition where we're not below 50%, I guess. But no, wish list is probably going to be... One thing that I think will be cool is if... Well, my wish list is sort of like... I would have liked a better defensive stratagem that we could play on some of our units. Because there's no defensive stratagem you can play in the Sandguard, and the only defensive stratagem you have in the Death Company is pretty bad. So, how can you remember that long ago being single without kids? I probably don't remember. But yeah, I would either like a defensive stratagem we could use on like Sanguinary Guard Death Company, or maybe even Terminators as well, because obviously you can't use Transhuman on them. So by de facto, even if we just get like Primaris Sanguinary Guard and they can then use Transhuman, that would be cool. Got the Skeletor head. I think I'm going to give it to this guy. Does it look dopey? Looks more like a commander head, honestly. Maybe we'll keep it. We used to rely on the Standard of Sacrifice in 8th edition. Yeah, the Standard of Sacrifice was great, actually. That's one of the things I miss most. I mean, the things I miss most are Standard of Sacrifice, the 3d6 charge, and Wings of Fire in the same turn. So if we could get any of those back, that would be great. But the thing that annoys me probably the most at the moment is the fact that we have to take the priest because we need to be in Assault Doctrine. I would love it that if we didn't have to take the priest, or we could just get into Assault Doctrine earlier. I think that's probably our biggest weakness. Like, we're an Assault Army, but for 2 turns, we're not in Assault Doctrine. What are the 10th edition rumors? The 10th edition rumors are basically 10th edition is coming next summer. The reason that people think so is because they've just announced that new detachment that's for Arcs of Omen that sounds sort of batshit crazy. So people believe that we're getting 10th edition because why else would they put out a detachment that is in some ways sort of contradicting what they've said up till this point, right? Because they were trying to get rid of soup armies and stuff like that. They were basically trying to say, like, we don't want armies that are like 5 different factions and they get all the faction bonuses and stuff like that. And now it's like that's basically what they've said you can do now. So yeah, it's interesting. I think we're definitely going to get Primaris Jump Pack Marines, but I think that's not the most interesting thing for Blood Angels, right? The most interesting thing for Blood Angels is going to be whether or not those new Marines are like, can we get Sangre Guard? Can we get Death Company? If we just get Assault Marines with jump packs, it's not going to be that exciting. Especially if they have the same weapon restrictions as the current Assault Intercessors, because the weapon restrictions on the Primaris units are kind of the reason the Primaris units suck, honestly. Because it's like, if you take a Death Company, a Firstborn Death Company, you can have as many Infernal Pistols and as many Thunderhammers as you like. Or, obviously, if you take Infernal Pistols, you can't take Thunderhammers, but you know what I'm trying to say. When you take the Primaris Death Company, I think you're allowed 1 Thunderhammer. I'm not even sure you're allowed an Infernal Pistol. I think you can have like 1 Thunderhammer and 1 Flamer. And Chainswords are not good. They're not good. Chainswords haven't been good this edition. They've like fluctuated back and forward, but just in general, Chainswords are not that useful, I find. Before you get into Assault Doctrine, Chainswords are garbage. Oh man, I'm tired. I've been playing the PlayStation 5 the last couple of nights. That's something that I can do with the broken arm that makes me sort of forget that I've got a broken arm. I've had a PlayStation 5 for a while, but honestly I haven't played it that much, so been playing it quite a bit more since I broke my arm. I think this guy's going to look dope with that new helmet. I know some of you guys some people didn't love these new helmets. I think they look dope. I guess we'll see when they're painted. I just thought I'd jump on for a little while this afternoon, James. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming. But we basically had Christmas dinner again today because there were so much leftovers from yesterday. What games have I been playing? I've been playing the new God of War game, Ragnarok. And I've also been playing Darktide on the PC a bit. I don't love shooters with controllers, but Darktide's like a casual-ish shooter, I guess. It's not like a competitive shooter, so I've been enjoying that. If you guys have Darktide, send me your like Steam IDs in Discord, because I'm gonna be streaming Darktide at some point in the next couple of days for sure. And I'd rather play with people that. Well, I'd rather play with people that have headsets, but 2, I'd rather play with like people that. I was gonna say that I know. Oh, I mean, I guess I don't know you guys all individually, but I'm happy to play with you guys on Darktide rather than just play with randoms that don't speak. Merry Christmas, Watchtower Gaming. Thank you so much for joining in and saying hello. Guys, before you leave today, if you make sure you hit the like button on the stream, it always does. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I've been struggling a bit with algorithm this month, I guess, because everything's been gone to shit with my broken arm. So anytime you see a stream or a video by me that you've got 2 seconds on and you can hit the like button, I do really appreciate that. Thank you. Good evening, Nucking. How you doing? Darktide seems good. James bought the Command & Conquer remake yesterday. I have the Command & Conquer remake, James. I loved the original C&C. I'm going to say at one point I actually had... It's not the original, but look, it's almost original. I have the original Red Alert box here. Remember when PC games came in big boxes like this? Look, there's an unofficial field manual. God, those pages are pretty yellow, aren't they? Wow. What else is here? A prize draw? Please affix the stamp. Last draw takes place on the 31st of December, 1997. So, I mean, I could almost meet the prize draw. This game is so old. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is a warning? Warning! Please read this document before installing the Windows 95 version. What the fuck? Warning! Wow! PC games used to come with a warning. I don't even remember that. There's a lot of dust on this box, actually. The manual isn't as yellow as I thought it might be. It's still a bit yellow. But I mean, if the prize draw was 1997, then I've had this for the best part of 3 decades. Red Alert actually came out a couple of years after Command & Conquer, and the remaster or the remake that you just bought is both games. Yeah, I miss the manuals in the old games. I actually can see the Command & Conquer box back there, but I can't get at it easily, and I'm not going to move stuff with my... Every time I try and move shit around with my broken arm, I just hurt myself, so... I was thinking of streaming that, the original Command & Conquer at some point. I love the install. Do you remember that? Like, this program will install Command & Conquer. You actually had like an install where it spoke to you. It was pretty cool. It's one of my first ever PC games. That's funny though that they have a warning inside the box, like, warning, do not install this. Crazy, man. Different time. Alright. 3 more Thunderhammer guys. Looking good. I need to figure out what shoulder pads these guys are getting. I did clean up a bunch of shoulder pads the other night, so I've got a few choices here. We didn't clean up all these. Some of these look like they need a little bit of TLC. Okay. Thunderhammers are expensive on eBay. Well, the best way to get them, honestly, seems to be like buy a box of Vanguard Veterans, because I think the box of Vanguard Veterans comes with 4 Thunderhammers, maybe even 5, 4 or 5. And the thing is, if you buy that box of Vanguard Veterans, you get a bunch of other weapon options, which will like help you in terms of like I mean, it's always good to have extra weapons after you've made the. So, see, like I've just made this box of Death Company, right? Like, or I've actually made 7 Death Company because I had a few extra bits and bobs lying around, and I'd bought some jump packs on. I bought some jump packs from Games Workshop because it seems to be like one of the few things Games Workshop sell on its own is like jump packs. But so I've just finished building this Death Company, and I built them all. And if you look at the sprue here, this is the stuff I haven't used. So I've managed to. There's 8 Death Company shoulder pads there, plus another 6. So I've got 14 Death Company shoulder pads. I guess I've got like 4 or 5 backpacks. I've got a power fist with a logo on it. I've got an infernal pistol. I've got a few chain swords, some of which have blood drops on them or these wing things. So by like buying extra boxes and spreading out the jump packs and backpacks and stuff like that, stretching these things is a good way to get yourself like more options down the line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4. I'm pretty sure it's 4 Thunderhammers and a squad of Vanguard vets. And a lot of people build Vanguard vets with lightning claws, right? So like you could buy a squad of Vanguard veterans, build them with like the one that I've seen recently was lightning claw and chainsword. So you could use the chainswords from the Death Company and the lightning claws from the Vanguard vets to build, like 5 Vanguard vets with lightning claws and chainswords. And then you could take the Thunderhammers and that would be what you need for your Death Company. Man, but I kept all my old PC games in all those big boxes. I don't even really know why. They take up a lot of space as well, so at some point I might get rid of them. But I'd rather find someone that wants to keep them, like a collector or something, because those big when video games came in those boxes, it was just better than what you get now. I get it's handy to have them digitally, and you can just play whatever the hell you want, and you don't have to find the old stuff. But oh, you're more than welcome. I've bought so many kits of that. Well, one of the reasons that I was hoping to build this Death Company and hold on to a lot of the shoulder pads and stuff was because like the Primaris Death Company don't really come with many weapon option shoulder like they don't even get like a specific Death Company sprue, do they? They just get like a Blood Angels upgrade sprue in the box. And the Primaris Blood Angels upgrade sprue is I was gonna say it's like mediocre at best, right? There's nothing. It's got a few shoulder pads with like the insignia on it, but nothing special. So my thought was like, I'll build this Death Company. I'll go back through all my boxes of Sangre Guard and Assault. Like this is some sort of Assault Veteran shoulder pad or something. I actually don't even know what this shoulder pad's off. But go through all the old kits and find them. So like if Blood Angels do get some unique new things, then I'll have shoulder pads and stuff to do things with them. I also bought the Death Watch upgrade sprue after watching that show on Warhammer Plus, so I could do some like Death Watch shoulder pads, or even, I've got some Death Watch Terminator shoulder pads here as well. I'm not planning on getting any more Terminators for the moment, but I might get some at some point, and if I do, putting a Death Watch shoulder pad on one of the Terminators would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I don't want to use a giant I don't want to use a giant winged shoulder pad and cover up this guy's cool unique helmet, so I'm going to use some of these smaller shoulder pads. I like the two-handed Thunderhammers from my Death Company. I mean, I do as well, but you only get one in the box, right? Which is annoying. And there's no way of getting them. I don't know anywhere that sells those cheaply. But I made one the other night with the two-handed Thunderhammer, and I did give him a Deathwatch shoulder pad. He's got a Death Company shoulder pad and a Deathwatch shoulder pad, so he's definitely fallen. He's got that sort of like knightly visor thing, whatever you call it. All your Death Company have the chunky Thunderhammers. Good for you, man. Sometimes you just got to balance how much you're willing to spend to make the squad unique, right? Or just like if you've got a lot of spare parts lying around, sometimes it can become like a perfect storm of what you've got lying around. I like this new helmet, I really do. I think it's going to be dope. I'm going to spray these guys tomorrow if the weather's okay. Because I'm pretty much going to finish these right now, I think. I do love these shoulder pads with the big wings, right? But like sometimes they really do obscure details. Really depends on the angle sometimes of the arm of whether or not you can use them. So I always like dry fit these first to see if they look like they're going to be good. According to the group I'm in, GW aren't doing a new range model. What do you mean a new range model? Sorry, Ian. JT got a bunch of Assault Intercessor Thunderhammers on eBay. Yeah, I mean eBay's great. If you spend the time on eBay, you'll always find some deals. I actually kind of like them with the one-handed Thunderhammer. You know that? They're fine. They look cool enough. Okay, that's definitely not going to work. I feel like that one might be my best shot. So if I've got after this, right, I'm gonna have I think what I'm gonna have is 8 with Thunderhammers, 5 with Infernal Pistols and Power Swords. And then I've got like 2 or 3 more with Power Swords, 2 or 3 more with Infernal Pistols. So I'm not really sure what to make for this last one, honestly. Because I think what I want to run in the game is 2 squads with 4 hammers in each, and then the 1 squad with 5 Infernal Pistols. Did I magnetize these? I did not, because I have a ridiculous amount of already finished Death Company. With all manner of weapon options. Like, I probably have like 50 Death Company models at the moment. I magnetized the last batch of Sangre Guard I did because I keep wanting to swap between Infernal Pistols and Angelus Bolters. And then obviously the swords as well. So the last batch of Sanguinary Guard I did magnetize. And if you want to see how I did that, I did a couple of videos on the channel magnetizing them. But with Death Company, I just have so many models. Like, I've been collecting Death Company since the early 90s. It's like fucking stupid how many I have at the moment. But I'd never gone heavy on the Thunderhammers or heavy on Infernal Pistol. Like, I'd gone like chain swords. Massive amounts of chain swords and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, I did them when there was chain swords and bolt guns. Before because you can't do chain swords and bolt guns now. It's chain swords and bolt pistols, but I'll be damned if I'm ripping off their bolt guns. So I did heaps with chain swords and bolt guns, and then I think I've got 1, 2. So I might just make this guy bolt pistol and power sword, and then that gives me the option of like. I also did stuff like with bolt pistol and axes. You remember that was a thing for a little while. But yeah, I've got so many of the Death Company. I mean, I could magnetize this last one, but be a bit weird to have one magnetized out of like 50 of them, wouldn't it? Good evening, David. How you doing? Considering how bad bolt guns are, that decision seems a bit mute. It does, doesn't it? It doesn't seem like it needed to be removed. Death Company with a chainsword and bolt gun wasn't that powerful. Well, I mean, it wasn't game breaking by any sense. I also have a bunch. Is there army you can bring all Death Company? If you run Death Company Intercessors, and you could run 3 squads of them, and you could run 3 squads of the Firstborn. My problem with the Death Company Intercessors, I don't really know how you would. Well, strategic reserves are free now. True. Never thought of that. So I guess you could run. The strategic reserves are free. You could run a 10-man Death Company Intercessor squad. Oh, I guess no one thought of that. Yeah, no one's thought of that, have they? I mean, that's 70 chainsword attacks. Just keep them in reserve to turn 3 and try a charge. Or, I was going to say, I don't think there's any flyer they can go into. That's unfortunate. That would have been cool if there was a flyer they could go into. Alright, what's this last guy gonna run? No one's thought of it because they're elites. Yeah, but the thing is, now that character elites don't take up a slot, you could do like 2 squads of Sanguinary Guard, you could do 3 squads of Death Company with jump backs, and a 10-man squad of Death Company Intercessors or something. Maybe, I don't know. Just saying. Maybe 70 chainsword attacks is not that. I mean, if you wait, if you're able to wait until turn 3, then it's decent, I guess. If you're not able to wait, then maybe not so much. I don't know what I want to do with this last guy. I think I want to give him a power sword. And probably a bolt pistol. I've got Hand Flamer Death Company if I want to run them. I mean, I just never see the opportunity to run them, I guess. You know what I could do? If I have the arm. Hold on, do I have the arm? I'm going to do something weird with this last one. Okay? I like to give my models flavour. Magnetizing them, no, I just said that like I have like 50 Death Company. You'll see next time I make my... As soon as my arm's healed, I'm going to remake my channel trailer. And I'm going to get all my models out onto the table. All the painted... I'll probably make 2 videos. I'll probably do all the painted. And I'll probably do all the unpainted. And it's a stupid amount of... It's probably 10,000 points of painted, 10,000 points of half paint. I was going to say unpainted, but no, they're not unpainted. They're all like half painted. They're all made, they're all half painted. Because I start painting them and then they're not very competitive or something and I jump onto something else. Hey Campbell, how you doing? Santa got you 2 boxes of Centurions. Aren't you a lucky person? I actually thought, like, I've been complaining for a while saying, like, I don't think the Centurion build is viable, you know. I have Centurions, I'm not going to run them, etc, etc, etc. Now that strategic reserves are free, I'm sort of thinking, well, maybe if I can reserve my squad of Centurions for free, you know, no CP cost, then maybe I'm actually interested in Centurions again. Because, I mean, a 9-inch rerollable charge isn't great, but if you have a few units, I don't mind having one in my army list, you know? Like, have one 9-inch rerollable charge on Deep Strike. I think the average says that you should make it 2 out of 3 times. So if you were going to a tournament for 5 games, you'd probably expect it to work like 3 or 4 times. It's not bad. Could be worth doing. Can also be a bit of a Hail Mary in a game where you're behind, where it's like, oh shit, I'm going to lose this game, but maybe my Centurions can pop down and I'm just about to build Primaris Azrael. How have you got... Didn't they announce him yesterday? How have you got him? Would you put back Helverins with the new rules? I mean, I think Helverins with the new rules would be great. Take the martial trait that gives you +1 to hit vehicles and monsters. I think it's called like Monster Hunter or something like that. I think Helverin maybe just became... Well, I mean, they definitely just became more viable in a BA list. I think it'd be cool. I actually kind of enjoyed the playing the Armigers in the tournament. I also really liked their counts as 5 obsec. Like, there's something definitely strong about that. But the Arcs of Omen detachment stuff sounds exciting. It sounds like it's going to flip up the meta. It sounds like things will be more interesting. I just hope that they maybe fix some of the points costs on some of the Marine units that are completely useless or completely unviable with this detachment update, because if they did that, I've heard so many rumors, Adam. Sorry, and sellers. Kind of hard to know exactly what the truth is at this point. But I mean, there was rumors about Azrael coming out and also new battle boxes, so it seems like those rumors have been true, which means potentially the other rumors could be true. I was thinking for this last Death Company, what if we give him these really annoying, hard to stick together Sanguinary Guard arms? So he's got the sword. He's basically got an Incarmite sword, but it's a power sword. This isn't the right arm though. I'd have to find one that's angled the other way. I don't know if I've got one that's angled the other way, because I did magnetize a lot of my I did magnetize a lot of the Angelus bolters. Damn it, this would have been a cool idea. Campbell thinks the new detachment's going to be a nightmare for competitive play. In what way, Campbell? Oh, maybe I can't do it. God damn it, I thought I was going to be able to do it. I thought that would be really cool / unique. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. The only way I'm maybe going to be able to do it is if I could howk a bit out of this. Glue that on. Then howk a bit out of the joint there. So it'll join. And then cover it with the shoulder pad. That's the one cool thing about marine shoulder pads is you can use the shoulder pads to cover problems. I think it's going to be too much of a pain in the arse, though. It was a cool idea. Oh well. Do you know what it would take to make suppressors usable? Probably remove the heavy on their guns so that they can move and fire without -1 to hit. That would probably help a lot, right? Because, I mean, suppressors don't do any damage. No penalty for firing after movement? Yeah, I think it's just the -1 to hit really hurts them. Do you know what? I could actually make that sword arm work. Possibly just by using like this arm, right? This is really difficult to do with a broken arm. Yeah, I think maybe I'll try it. So you don't have a gun per se. So I'll just find like all those Primaris sprues have like little like what do the Primaris sprues have? They all have like use your words. They all have little gun holsters. They all have little holsters. So I'll get a holster off one of those Primaris sprues. And then I can use the holster to pretend that he has his bolt pistol in his holster. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Scott says I had a really fun impulsor to build with my wolves at the end of 8th and 9, but now they're so expensive it doesn't work. The impulsor needs relooked at. It needs rebalanced. Look at those little Stagator things that the Votan have. Look at how strong they are. And then like compare that to an impulsor. God damn it. The impulsor could probably go down like 30 points, maybe. And I still don't know if it would be that useful. What do all Primaris sprues have? No, I'm just going to give him a holster because I did that on my my Primaris librarian with a power sword, right? I gave him his power sword in one hand and I had his other hand like pointy finger James, and then it meant that when I was building my army list, because he had a holster, I could go, oh, I've got 5 points free. Well, I'll give him an infernal pistol. Oh, I don't have 5 points free. Well, I'll just give him a bolt pistol. So by doing it this way, you actually add a bit of flexibility. Hey Ed, how you doing? So yeah, if we do it this way, then based on how many points you have in your army, I can be like, or depending on how I want the squad to run, I could be like, do you know what, that squad would be better with one more infernal pistol. I could just add it because he's got a holster that technically could have an infernal pistol in it. No one knows what's pistols in the holder, right? I always find these ones where you have the 3 points of contact a fucking nightmare, though. I mean, they're hard when you haven't got a broken arm. How about Eliminators, Eradicators, Suppressors being able to take up a squad of 5? Eradicators can take a squad of 5. Eliminators and Suppressors, it might help them. I'm not sure the squad size is the biggest problem, though. I think probably the biggest problem is just they're not that good. Maybe not the Eliminators, but the Suppressors. Strength 7 autocannons that are -1 to hit when you move and shoot. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. God, I think I'm going to have to chop a bit of this. The angle's just not quite right to get this arm to sit. I mean, I'm not using the right arm, so that, I mean, that makes sense, right? Chop a little bit of this. Does anyone feel like 2 Eliminator squads might be good? I was thinking of trying it. I've run one Eliminator squad a bunch of times, and I never feel like they're that good. So I was thinking I was probably going to try the 2 squads. Because I see quite a few people with competitive lists said running 2 squads. But maybe it's one of those things like the Dreadnoughts. You know, if you run a single Dreadnought, it doesn't feel that good. If you run 2 of them, it feels pretty good. So, maybe in some ways Eliminators are similar to that. Alright, if this would now stick without sticking to my finger, it might be good. Alright, I'm going to try and use a big shoulder pad to cover that arm, because that's a bit of a mess. But it's stuck. Hey Foz, how you doing? How's the Aldari project going, Foz? Alright, I think I had a big shoulder pad somewhere. Do you know what? Well, maybe we'll use a Deathwatch shoulder pad. They're pretty big. Yeah, we'll try Deathwatch one? Or will we try that? We'll try one of those Blood Angels ones with the extra bit. Stop dropping things on the floor! We'll try that big Blood Angels one with the extra wings. I think that'll be what we want here. So I think we can use that to cover that whole monstrosity there. Yeah, that'll look pretty good actually. Alright, that's the shoulder pad we want there. Robert says I've run 2 squads of Eliminators along with a Whirlwind for the heavy support. I'd just love to take 2 5-man units rather than 2 3-man units. What's the weakness with the 3-man units? Like I guess when I run Eliminators and it's usually only like a small 3-man unit, it always feels like it's just not enough shots. Even with their ballistic skill of 2, it always feels like it's just slightly less than what's needed. Is that what you feel like with even when you run 2 squads of them? Alright, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a Death Company model. But he's got a double-handed Incarmite sword for shits and giggles. And he's also got one of these new beak helmets. So I just need one more shoulder pad and I'm done. I've made 7 more Death Company. I'll try and get them sprayed tomorrow. We don't have a good way of delivering a dread into combat. We don't, but is the new ruling... Is the new rules going to make... Are the new rules going to change that? Is the fact that we could take a flyer, like a Thunderhawk gunship... Sorry, not a Thunderhawk gunship. Tony's got Thunderhawk. We could take a Stormraven now. Right? Put the Dreadnought inside the Stormraven. We are getting a new Dante model. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I don't have the date on that, but I mean, it definitely sounds like there's a new Dante model coming sooner rather than later. Nice, those big units you can reserve for free. Yeah, reserve a Stormraven gunship, which would have cost 4 CP before. You can put a squad of Sangre Guard inside, like a 5-man Sangre Guard. You could put, I mean, I don't know why you would want to put the Sangre Guard inside, actually, because they can reserve anyway. But you could put something inside, along with a Dreadnought, right? If you put a Librarian Dreadnought inside, when he lands and he comes out, you could always cast Quickening to let him reroll his charge. So that could be a cool way to save a CP or 2. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas everybody that joined late or whatever. I think I just broke one of my nails. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna get off here in a minute and go see if my wife needs some help. So, I was working on uploading the next video of my Chaos Gate series. Because if you guys have been watching, you know that I'm like playing through Chaos Gate. Chaos Gate is a brilliant game. So I filmed like the next hour and a half video. It was rendering before I came on here. So, hope everyone's enjoying a good scotch. I haven't actually drunk any alcohol yet, but I'm planning on drinking some on my stream probably on the 31st. I'm going to have to limit how much alcohol I'm getting over the holidays because my body's obviously trying to heal a broken limb and alcohol thins your blood. So I'm maybe saving my alcohol allowance for the 31st. Hey, Two Hit to Wound, it's been a while. How are you? Merry Christmas. Take care, Will. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so I think probably next time I hang out hobby-wise, I'm either going to try and paint a bit. We'll see how we get on painting. Or I'm going to make that custom Inquisitor. So this guy's going to get like a... I'm going to stick a pouch on his leg. Or like a pistol pouch. And I managed to hide the monstrosity of the arm that made by using one of those big Blood Angel shoulder pads. That is one of the best uses of those big Blood Angel shoulder pads. If you're doing something like that, something custom, you can always hide the fucking mess that you made underneath it. So that's cool. So we did that successfully. Where'd my super glue go? Scotch is medicinal. I mean, Scotch helps when there's a lot of pain. That's for sure. James is thinking about custom Inquisitor himself. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about running the Inquisitor. I just don't know if I want to run 5 characters. I just got back into running the Sangre Ancient, and I was really enjoying him. I do like a Sangre Ancient. I do like the +1 to hit. I do like the movement. I don't care for his banner all that much, honestly, but I like everything else about him. Alright, let's get this other custom Primaris head on there. No, it's not Primaris head, sorry, it's one of these custom beak heads. Maybe just straighten it up a bit so it's easier to paint, I guess. Like that. Alright, so I just need a pouch, and then that gives me 7 more Death Company. Ready to be sprayed, I guess. I'm very pleased with that. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to build them at all, actually. I broke my arm. +1 from the Ancient, +1 from Quake Bolts. I haven't been running Quake Bolts all that much. It does let your Thunderhammers hit on 2s, that's true. If you have +1 to hit, though, and Chapter Master rerolls, that's an 88% chance to hit. So if you have 20 Thunderhammer hits, you should be hitting with, like, what, 18 of them? That seems like enough, right? Oh, yeah, and do you know what? If I can't paint, I have other models that I'll be building. So I will be back, definitely, to do some hobbying and painting. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. I know it's a random time and it was just for an hour or something, but I might be live at random times for a little while over the next few weeks, just when I get a break from the kids and the family. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your Boxing Day. I'm sure I'll see you guys in a couple of days' time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you want to hit the like button before you leave, that'd be great. And by the blood we made strong, brothers. Merry Christmas. I'm not sure when we're playing a game again, actually. I wanted to play some games during the holiday, but I was so sore when I played the other day. So I'm going to maybe give it a few more days, but I might try and get a game in near the end of the week. Yeah, maybe like Friday, possibly. We'll see. Alright, much love to you all. Enjoy your rest of your day. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.